The NASCAR Xfinity Series is racing at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course this afternoon in Lexington, Ohio, and it has been a weather interesting day so far.
After the first two laps of the 2016 Mid-Ohio Xfinity race, the yellow was out for rain, and the drivers headed to pit road for rain tires. Rain tires had been discussed for many years, with many tests being held in the late 90s, and actually used in qualifying for NASCAR's 1997 exhibition race in Japan. The Xfinity Series also raced in rain in 2008 in Montreal, but this was the first time they had been used in a race, and it turned out to be one of the wildest races in Xfinity racing history. Right before the video starts, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers, so if you guys could help me out, that would mean the world to me. Anyways, let's get into the video. Unfortunately, the broadcast didn't even start until after the Yellow for Rain came out. Sam Hornish Jr., racing for RCR, started on pole and still held the lead. Owen Kelly in second was racing for Joe Gibbs Racing and only had 2 prior Xfinity starts, but scored top 5s in both of these races. The caution flag was out for 9 laps as the rain intensified, and some drivers even spun out under yellow. Let's jump ahead to the green flag racing.
Tires on these Xfinity Series cars, and we are back under green at Mid-Ohio.
This shall be quite interesting, Dave.
PK down to the right there in the 98 car, looking for positions way down on the inside. Cautiously, aggressively coming off the turn, and Owen Kelly has put the 18 out front already.
Kelly took the lead on the restart, as most of the field took the first few turns very carefully. Just a few turns later, Kelly spun out of the lead, leaving Hornish out front.
As soon as they bring it, and they are now calling that restart good. And Kelly is around in the 18.
Hang on.
Out of 5 and down into 6, and he's trying to keep it from stalling. He does, and he loses the lead on a very slick racetrack.
Justin Marks jumped all the way to second after restarting 10th. It was pretty much chaos throughout the field as cars went spinning everywhere as Justin Marks got past Sam Hornish Jr. About everywhere you looked on track, there were cars going offline and spinning out.
Yeah, he moved right off in that first lap. Once we went back to green, he picked up 8 spots in the 1 lap, but then made quick work of Sam Hornish too, and he was basically about a second to a second and a half faster.
Andy Lally was looking great in 3rd place, racing for Mario Gosselin. This was Andy's one and only NASCAR start in 2016. A couple bubble drivers trying to make the playoffs, Ryan Sieg and Blake Cook, found themselves in trouble.
Sieg gets by there, and now Cook to the outside. Oh, getting around the 39 of Sieg there.
Out front, Marks was cruising as he already had put 15 seconds between himself and Andy Lally in 3rd. Somehow they made it to lap 14 before the second caution came out. TJ Bell was stranded after going off course with some help from Owen Kelly.
The car than what he could there. You can see that there's Owen Kelly trying to make his way back up through the field after a couple of excursions, but drives it in the corner a little too hard, does TJ Bell.
The rain started to pick up even more under the yellow. On the restart, Hornish made a jump, but went offline and ended up spinning along with Brandon Gaughan.
And now Lally to the inside. Lally in the 90 will look for the lead as Hornish goes wide. Grip level at a minimum. Car spinning. Hornish in trouble. The 62 have gone around. Hornish still spinning. Visibility very low.
Rest of the field did a great job avoiding them, as further up, Bubba Wallace overtook Lally for second. Now back to Hornish. Things got worse after he went off the track again, and he was stuck in the sand.
Don't know what you're going to find around every corner, literally.
Here he's grabbing steering wheel, and he's off again, Mike. He's now going to spin toward the barrier and into the sand.
Yeah, that's getting stuck there. I don't think he's going to get out of there. Even with the sand being wet, I don't think this is going to probably bring out another caution.
At the same time, Elliott Sadler spun, and NASCAR decided to throw out the caution in the midst of the chaos.
Back down helped a little bit more.
Look at that car just turn when he tries to save it.
Well, brakes are just no good in this situation. So the more you try to attack and challenge.
On the restart, Marks left Bubba in the dust and pulled out to a big lead. Bubba managed to recollect himself quickly and maintain second. Rest of the field managed to keep it clean for about a lap until Roger Roos spun all by himself.
What happened to Roger?
He just got off one side. Looked like he got the right sides off the track a little bit, and then as he tried to correct.
Wallace was the only driver that had any chance to run with Marks and challenged for the lead. During this battle, Jordan Anderson nearly backed up directly into the leaders.
Right in front of him.
Oh, and backing out onto the track now, Jordan Anderson trying to get the 77 going. The leader just barely misses him. Oh, my goodness.
Marks almost lost it off turn 1. Bubba took advantage and took the lead.
Oh, yeah.
And he will go for it. There it is right there. Great exit of the keyhole. Darrell Wallace Jr. to the lead.
Yeah, part of what's happening now is they're getting this groove that they were running. Now, a lot of the water's getting gone, so now they're starting to put some rubber down. That becomes slick with these tires then because it's still there. You can see Bubba trying to charge a little too hard. Goes off just after he took the lead. Oh, no.
But just a couple corners later, Wallace went off all by himself into the sand trap. Once he got out, he was forced off the track once again.
Getting the 6-car right at Alonde was just off looking for the line, and he pushes Wallace off the track. Wallace is back in the sand trap. Can he get out again? Yes. Wow.
Finally, things were able to calm down after a caution for Daniel Suarez being stuck in the same sand trap. So much had happened already, but there had only been about 12 green flag laps.
Green flag is back out. Justin Marks back to the lead, and to second place, Ryan Blaney in the 22. Oh, Lally gets contact from Eric Jones. Lally spins, Jones spins, and now into the 98. That is the 98 of Nelson Piquet Jr. Further contact in that group. Piquet, the front of that car is crunched.
The race restarted on lap 32, with Marks shooting out of a cannon once again, as some of the other leaders got into trouble. Andy Lally was turned by Eric Jones. Jones spun back into the racing line and collected several drivers, with Nelson Piquet Jr. getting the worst of it. Piquet had been out of the Xfinity Series since his full-time season in 2013, and only had one Cup Series start since then. This would ultimately be Nelson Piquet Jr.'s last race in NASCAR. After starting from the rear, Ryan Blaney restarted second with Marks still in the lead. Kenny Habul for Junior Motorsports jumped into the top 5 for the first time after a rough first half of the race. He went off the track after making a mistake on top of the hill and lost most of his track position. At this point of the race, the rain had virtually stopped and the track was drying to some extent. Kenny Habul had more trouble spinning and completely taking out Alonde. I haven't mentioned Day yet, but he was quietly having an unbelievable run racing for Carl Long, spinning a lot of the time in the top 10. At the same time, Marks, Blaney, and Wallace were all battling for the net lead after pitting for slick tires. Lally and Dillon were still in the top 2, but yet to pit. Blaney took position over Marks after a heated battle, with Wallace right behind them ready to pounce. Bubba made the pass and was now in a net P2.
May belong to Marks. And then the preferred line goes back to Wallace, and he's going to pass.
Yeah, very aggressive here today with a good race car, doing an excellent job.
Blaney was now all over the back of Ty Dillon, with a new contender of Sam Hornish Jr. closing in on this pack.
End of Ty Dillon. Protective line run by Dillon. Now he moves to the outside. Blaney down to the inside. Outbreaking Ty Dillon. Ryan Blaney to the lead.
These top 4 stayed nose to tail for several laps, and it was really exciting. However, slowly Blaney pulled away. All good things must come to an end, and this wild green flag run did after a caution for debris.
And now caution is out for debris on the racetrack. A lot of these spins bring gravel onto the racing surface a little bit. You see it to the left of the drivers here as we look at it. Drivers left too.
Yep, if it's on the track here, it's possibly in the groove.
Under this caution, a major curveball was thrown. The rain was back. The entire field came in under yellow for the rain tires, and the running order was now Blaney, Marks, Dillon, then Hornish. Now it was time for the restart.
And Ryan Blaney will be the race leader as we go back to green here at Mid-Ohio. Contact Cars off track. Hornish in the 2. The 22 of Blaney. And Marks got away free.
See Ryan Reed, I believe that is spinning.
Rain tires going on the 18 on your left. But up front, Justin Marks has survived that restart. And now we see Tim Cowan in the 13 has had heavy contact. Justin Allgaier in the 7. Looks like a whole race car so far, and caution is out again here at Mid-Ohio.
There we go again.
Oh, look at Yaley's car. Big damage for JJ.
A lot of contact.
Pool around in the 48. Hornish spins again, gets it going the right way.
Hornish and Blaney went off track. As Blaney tumbled down the order, Ryan Reed also spun, and other cars had trouble in the first turn. After the caution was thrown, Yaley got big damage after contact with Brendan Poole, while Hornish and Justin Marks had issues. This race had officially returned to complete chaos. The leaders were now Bubba Wallace and Justin Allgaier, with Marks buried 4 rows back.
All of this happening with 20 to go. My goodness. And it's just, Sam has done such a good job of turning that 2 car in the right direction after it gets wronged. That was the result for Yaley.
Bubba got out to the lead after a bad restart from Allgaier, and behind them, Marks was tearing through the field.
Eric Jones and Sam Hornish side by side through 4. Now one of the trickiest parts of the track all day long. Been very slick right there coming down the hill. You see a 4-wheel drift from Marks in the 42.
Now Dillon made a good pass. Oh, both the front cars are off the track.
Leader Wallace is off. Allgaier is off as well. Back on track.
The top 2 went off the track, but Bubba maintained the lead, while Justin fell through the field. Now Justin Marks was up to 4th.
Driving away, buddy. All right.
There it is. Careful. Right off the track. The leader. No grip out there. Wallace gives up the lead.
Hard. You're clear. You're clear.
Gets it going, and Dillon will move to the lead. Ty Dillon, your leader now.
This promoted Ty Dillon to the lead, with Justin Marks all over him. We escaped caution again after Ray Black Jr. spun, but he was able to get refired.
But more than anything, you just got to do your job. Keep your car on track, head in the right direction. He's going off now.
So difficult. Justin Marks back to the lead. Dillon to second.
We're back on. We're back on. P2.
After a couple more laps, it was Ty Dillon who went off track while in the lead, handing the lead off to Marks. He extended his lead to over 15 seconds before the caution came out for the 8th time for TJ Bell once again. Now, it was time for the final restart.
Hornish looking very good in the black and red car.
Raining a little harder. All clear by 2 to the 2.
Hornish is through to second. Lally in the 90 car trying to roll it down on the inside groove.
Marks popped out to the lead again with Hornish behind him as the rain picked up. On the final lap, it was raining the hardest it had all day long, but the conditions were no match for Justin Marks as he cruised to his first career win.
He makes the left-hand turn through turn 13, and Justin Marks is going to win at Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, you did it! Good job. Thank you so much. Woohoo! Thank you.
Marks was very emotional in his post-race interview, and rightfully so. He had the opportunity of a lifetime being able to drive for Chip Ganassi for 17 races in 2016, and hadn't even recorded a top 10 in his first 11 starts of the season, so this was undoubtedly a huge moment for him. He has only made 5 starts in the series since then, with 2 top 5s and 4 top 10s, but has since shifted his focus to Trackhouse Racing, where he is a part owner. Anyways guys, that is it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. This race was crazy, and I was actually there, and it was so much fun. The conditions were so miserable, but I still really enjoyed it and got to see a really cool winner. So if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like and make sure you subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.